We have here the latest generation of the Eco Harvester. The machine is entirely hydraulic operated from the paddle wheels, which are used to drive the system, independently controlled side for side. So controlling this machine is very simple and straightforward through the hydraulics, which control the intake pinch roller assembly, which you see in the blue drum, and underneath that there is a rubber pinch roller that those two make contact with one another to actually pull and bring the weeds into the intake of the Eco Harvester. You will find from there that as those weeds come up the intake conveyor, they will literally drop into what we call the bunk. That has a solid rubber conveyor, and as those weeds drop in, you actually have the ability to control the movement of that conveyor both forward and back. So you can use that to be very efficient in terms of packing your oncoming weeds by, as they drop off here, by putting your bunk conveyor in reverse, pulling those weeds right to the back of the machine, and will allow you to actually be able to store a very sizable amount of weeds, and much more than you would think given its size. You also have a pair of posts that will allow you to anchor the machine, and they're independently controlled on each side. So if you are in a situation where you're dealing with unloading, you're dealing with preparation, you're dealing with operator changes, etc., you're going to find that you have a range of controls. When you are harvesting, this intake conveyor is controllable in terms of how far into the water it's sitting. You also can control its angle, or angle of attack. In addition to that, you have the ability to control the amount of force between the pinch roller on the drive system and the drum. All three of those factors work in tandem to give you the best possible harvesting for your particular needs. For example, if you have a long, strong, heavy stalked weed, you're probably going to be able to go down a little ways, but at that point you can probably run this at a fairly steep angle and run this at a fairly fast speed, because as soon as it gets a hold of those stalks, it will grab them, tear them out, and bring them up the conveyor. Whereas if you're dealing with more of your floating or your weeds that don't have a very strong root system, there's where you're going to want to take less of an angle attack on your intake conveyor and make some adjustments as to the pinch roller itself, so that you ensure that everything that you can get a hold of, that you're able to effectively transport that from the water onto the conveyor. So hopefully that gives you a little better understanding, as well as shows you the versatility. This machine is very adaptable to different weed environments and different situations, and we have found with the volume of machines that are out in service that is very adaptable to your specific needs.